And now you have a surplus thanks to who? Look, your super mayor, your supervisor, Tiffany, the people supervisor. So, won't you talk about my accolades and my business degree and all the other accolades that I pose here as a supervisor?
The board is hurting people. They're hurting our residents. I don't care if you don't like me, don't like somebody on this board. It does not matter. What matters is you come here and you take care of your responsibility and take care of the business here at the town.
Tiffany Henyard can't even pronounce the word responsibility properly. And what you just witnessed is a reflection of the chaos spiraling out of control in both Thornton and Dalton. The damage she's inflicted is undeniable, leaving a trail of dysfunction in her wake. Right now, she's acting like a cornered animal. It reminds me of a video I saw recently. A huge raccoon causing havoc, until animal control stepped in. When they tried to catch it with a snare loop, the raccoon went wild, thrashing around because it felt threatened. That's exactly how Tiffany is behaving now, throwing a public tantrum, the hood booger version of that raccoon, fighting desperately to maintain her grip on power. Let's talk about Thornton. Tiffany is holding the entire town hostage. There are residents who can't even access their own version of City Hall, and the insurance situation is completely out of control. Chris Gonzalez pointed out that this issue never required a vote before. Insurance was always automatically renewed because it's essential. Who in their right mind would oppose renewing insurance for the township? Yet here we are, facing a serious liability crisis. What happens if someone gets hurt on township property? Who will be responsible? This isn't just bad optics. It's a glaring red flag for the insurance industry. People are wondering how things could have deteriorated to this level. Meanwhile, Tiffany continues to operate Thornton's buses without insurance, putting the township at tremendous risk. Imagine a situation like this in Maryland. If you get pulled over without insurance there, your car gets impounded, and you're left walking home. The financial fallout from ignoring something as critical as insurance could be catastrophic. The longer Tiffany delays addressing this, the worse it becomes for Thornton and its residents. Chris Gonzalez confirmed it. There's never been a vote on this issue before. Yet now we're stuck in this mess. Then you saw that man pleading for help, saying, "I'm in trouble here. I need access to township services to fix my electricity." It's winter in Chicago, and he's struggling to cook and stay warm. This is beyond unacceptable. If you're still supporting Tiffany, take a step back and ask yourself if this is the kind of leadership you want. She's willing to shut down the entire town, block essential services, and leave taxpayers to deal with the fallout, all just to cling to power. Refusing to pay for insurance isn't just negligent, it's reckless.
That main building was locked. No one was answering the main phone lines, and some services that are offered there are for electric and heating for low-income homes. We spoke to Henyard spokespeople today and trustees who are calling it a ploy.
We come here for help and the doors are locked? What's going on? What do we do? What do we have to do?
Darlene Lewis was one of many Thornton Township residents who tried to get services at the main township building Wednesday, only to find it locked.
I'm going to be in the dark. My apartment is electric. I can cook.
She risks losing electric services. Supervisor Henyard warned of a government shutdown the night before. So is there a government shutdown, and that is why the building is locked?
Well, we were advised by the attorneys to close the building. The building shouldn't be open. The risk is great.
According to Henyard's assistant Keith Price, the risk is that they didn't renew their insurance. He says it's because two trustees, Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle, boycotted the past few weeks of meetings.
They played Russian roulette with the insurance.
But trustee Gonzalez tells NBC5 they've never voted on insurance in the past and says Henyard could have just signed off on it. But now the insurance company chose to not renew the township.
I'm thinking it's just a ploy, so we can't have a meeting. At the township building.
Gonzalez said they are open to conducting necessary township business like paying bills, setting a tax levy, and discussing new insurance, but have boycotted recent meetings, saying Henyard is trying to use them to appoint her choosing of a new trustee to fill a vacancy. They want to stall that appointment, which could be a tie-breaking vote for future business, citing scrutiny of Henyard's past spending.
If she gets somebody seated in that seat where she has another vote, we're going right back to all that.
Instead, they want voters to elect who they want as trustee instead.
To me, it was...
For Thornton, if something goes wrong before they get insurance coverage, it's the taxpayers who will end up paying the price. So, if you're still standing by Tiffany because you're caught up in her gimmicks, whether it's big bingo or those supposed free turkeys she's handing out from some ancient freezer, you need to understand one thing. Tiffany will drop you in a heartbeat if it serves her agenda. She doesn't care about you. She's orchestrating her own mini-government shutdown in Thornton. Now let's talk about Dalton. A Cook County judge has finally had enough of Tiffany's antics. Judge Thaddeus Wilson laid down the law, permanently blocking her from appointing her hand-picked candidates for the village police chief, administrator, and attorney positions. Why? Because she tried to force them into office without the village board's approval. It's like watching a spoiled child who thinks she can break all the rules, but the court ruled, and now it's game over. Remember Ronnie Burge, Sr., the so-called police chief she appointed? Turns out, he wasn't even legally qualified to be a police officer in Illinois, yet there he was, parading around in a uniform, pretending to be the police chief of Dalton. That's over. He's gone. Michael Smith, her choice for village administrator, blocked. Angela Lockett as village attorney, not happening. Honestly, Angela, you have a law degree. You don't need to be caught up in this mess. There's a better life for you out there than getting tangled in Tiffany's circus. And here's the best part. Tiffany can't appoint anyone else to those positions without the advice and consent of the village board of trustees. That's how government is supposed to work. She may think she's a dictator, but she's just an executive. The trustees are a separate, co-equal branch of government, and they don't answer to her. Back in September, Wilson temporarily blocked those appointments, but allowed Burge and Lockett to serve on a 30-day basis, which was risky, given that Tiffany's lawyers didn't even respond properly to the complaints about her overreach. Now Wilson has permanently blocked all three appointments. Burge, Smith, and Lockett are officially out. Lockett's time is up, and unless she's in the mood to waste her time, she won't be showing up to any more meetings. As for whether she'll get paid, who knows? Tiffany's track record of paying people isn't exactly stellar, so Lockett might be out of luck there too. It looks like she gambled on Tiffany and ended up wasting both her time and her reputation by aligning herself with the self-proclaimed Queen of Chaos. As we head into Christmas, a different kind of gift is on its way, though it won't arrive on Christmas Day. It's coming in the first quarter of 2025, and it's the end of Tiffany's reign. Once she's out of office, her problems won't stop there. If she gets hit with an indictment after leaving, she won't have the resources to fight back. Hiring a solid legal defense against the federal government is expensive, and Max Solomon won't be able to save her. This isn't some episode of Better Call Saul. This is real life, and Tiffany's out of her league.